Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about the economics third chapter, that is poverty as a challenge. Okay, poverty as a challenge. So let's start. In our daily life, we come across many poor people such as landless laborer in villages, people living in jhaggis. Jhaggis means the slum area people, then daily wages worker at construction sites, child laborer in dhavas, rickshaw pullers, domestic servant, and cobbler, beggars. Okay, cobblers means that nonsense people, those who are not doing any work and all. Then beggars, etc. Okay, so about 30 crore people live in poverty. About 30 crore people live in poverty in India. Okay, now let's see what is poverty. Okay, usually, the level of income and consumption are used to define poverty. Okay, usually the level of income and consumption are used to define poverty. Income, you know what is income, and consumption means how much they will use for the livelihood to live. Okay, how much they will eat or how much they will spend. That is called consumption. So it depends on the income and consumption used by or defined poverty. Okay, in India, poverty can be defined as the lack of common things like food, clothing, and shelter. Okay, in India, if you see that poverty can be defined as the lack of common foods, like a common thing like food, clothing, and shelter, safe drinking water, medical care, and education. Okay, safe drinking water, medical care, and education, which determine quality of life. Okay, if someone is not getting these basic things, basic needs like your food, clothing, shelter, drinking water, then medical care, education, so these are the these will determine the quality of life. So this is define the poverty. Poverty has both dimensions, economical and social. Poverty has both dimension. First is your economical and second is your social. Okay, other indicators of poverty. Okay, others indicators of poverty. Now poverty is looked through other social indicators like your illiteracy level, lack of access to the healthcare, and uh, lack of job opportunities, lack of access to safe drinking water, sanitation. These are the some facts which are indicating the poverty and the poverty level. Okay, what are they? First is illiteracy. Okay, people are not literate. Okay, that's also shows the poverty level. Then the lack of access to healthcare means they are not getting enough healthcare and health measures. Okay, then lack of job opportunities, they are getting very low, means less job opportunity. So that this is also another factor of poverty. Then lack of access to safe drinking water. Many people are there, crores of people are there in India, they are not getting safe drinking water daily. Okay, and sanitation, they are not getting proper sanitation. Okay, so these are the some indicators of poverty. Nowadays, the concept of social exclusion is becoming very common in the analysis of poverty. Now you may be asked, what is that social exclusion means? In society, they will exclude the poor people, those who are poor in economy. Means these people are excluded by the rich people. Okay, they are not getting equal facility or status in the society. Okay, social exclusion means generally poor are excluded in the community of better of people. Okay, as you see here, social exclusion means generally poor are excluded in the community of better of people. Okay, now let's see about the vulnerability. Okay, now you may be asked, what is the vulnerability? A vulnerability means a special weakness in the protection or defense. Okay, vulnerability means a special or specific weakness in the protection or defense. Okay, so vulnerability describes the greater probability of certain communities or individual of becoming or remain poor in the coming year. That is called your vulnerability. Okay, describe the greatest probability of certain communities or individual of becoming or remain poor in the coming years. The people from backward caste, individual like widows, physical handicapped are more vulnerable. Okay, means they are more weak. Okay, they can't protect themselves because they don't have that much strength or power or money. Okay, they possess great risk at the time of natural disaster. Okay, these people possess great risks at the time of natural disasters. Okay, now let's see about the poverty line. Okay, poverty line, it is based on the income or consumption level. Okay, the poverty line is based on the income or consumption level of the people. Getting? A person is considered poor if his or her income or consumption level falls below a given minimum level necessary to satisfy basic needs. Okay, a person is considered poor if his or her income level or consumption level falls below the given minimum level necessary to satisfy basic needs. Okay, now poverty lines varies with time place. Okay, it varies from time place. For the year 2009 and 10, the poverty line for a person was fixed at Rs 673 per month for rural area and 860 for the urban areas. Okay, the poverty rate in the year of 2009 and 10 was fixed for a person was 673 rupees per month for rural area and 860 rupees for the month for urban areas people. Okay, this is the poverty rate fixed in the year of 2009 and 10. Now, the poverty line is estimated periodically by conducting sample survey by National Sample Survey Organization NSSO. Okay, the poverty line is estimated periodically by conducting sample surveys by National Sample Survey Organization, that is NSSO. Now, estimates of poverty. The incidence of poverty in India was around 55% in the year of 1973. Okay, the incidence of poverty rate in India was around 55% in the year of 1973, which declined to 36% in the year of 1993 and further to 26% in the year of 2000. As you can see, in initial stage, okay, it was 55% in the year of 1973, which declined to 36% in the year of 1993 and further it is declined to 26% in the year of 2000. The poverty in India is reduced percent wise but number wise it is huge. Okay, the poverty in India is reduced by percent but in number wise it is huge. Social groups which are most vulnerable in poverty are scheduled caste and scheduled tribe household. Okay, the social groups which are most vulnerable to poverty are your scheduled caste and scheduled tribes household. Inequality of income within a family. Next is your inequality of income within a family. In poor families, all people, women and female children are denied equal access to families' available resources. As you can see here, in poor families, all people, women and female children are denied equal access to families' available resources. They are the poorest of the poor. Okay, they are the poorest of the poor. Now, interstate disparities. The proportion of poor people is not the same in every state. Okay, in 20 states and union territories, the poverty ratio is less than the national average. If you see, the proportion of poor people is not same in every single state. In 20 state and union territories, the poverty ratio is less than the national average. Orissa and Bihar are the poorest states of India, with poverty ratios of 47% and 43% respectively. If you see that Orissa and Bihar are the poorest state of India, which poverty ratio is 47% and 43% respectively. Lowest incident of poverty is found in Jammu and Kashmir with poverty ratio of just 3.5%. The lowest incident of poverty is found in Jammu Kashmir, okay, with poverty ratio of just 3.5%. Okay, if you see the highest poverty ratio in Orissa and Bihar and the lowest poverty ratio in Jammu and Kashmir. Now let's talk about the global poverty scenario. Okay, there has been substantial decline in global poverty. If you see that there has been substantial decline in global poverty, and however it is marked with great regional differences. Okay, but whatever the matter is, but it marked with great regional differences. There is differences in the poverty ratio in different regions. Poverty has declined more in China and Southeast Asian countries. The poverty rate ratio has declined more in China and South Asian countries. World Bank has defined poverty as the people earning less than $1.25 per day. Okay, the World Bank has defined poverty as the people earning less than $1.25 per day. The Millennium Development Goals of the United Nations call for reducing the proportion of people below poverty line to halve the 1990 level by 2015. You can see here the Millennium Development Goals of the United Nations call for reducing the proportion of people below poverty line to half the 1919 to level to 2015. Okay. Now let's see the causes of poverty. There are a number of causes for the widespread poverty in India. Okay, there are a number of causes for the widespread poverty in India. One historical reason in the low level of economic development under the British colonial administration. One of the historical reason of poverty in the low level of economical development under the British colonial administration. There are some other reasons as well. Let's see. Rapid growth of population. Okay, the rapid growth of population, particularly among the poor, is considered a major cause of Indian poverty. The rapid growth of population, particularly among the poor, is considered as a major cause of Indian poverty. Okay, our agriculture sector has failed. Our agriculture sector has failed to generate much developed employment opportunity for the farmer laborers. Okay, this agriculture sector has failed to generate more or much employment opportunity for the farmer laborers. Similarly, our industries could not provide much job for the job seeker. Similarly, our industry, they could not able to provide much job for the job seeker. Okay. One of the major causes of poverty is the unequal distribution of land and other resources. Okay, one of the major causes of poverty is the unequal distribution of land and other resources. Various land reform measures introduced after independence could not improve the life of millions of rural poor because of their poor implementation. Okay, the various land reform measures introduced after independence could not improve the life of millions of rural people because of their poor implementation. It was not executed properly. Now let's see the social factors. Okay? People in India, including the very poor, spend a lot of money on social occasions like your marriage, festival, etc. Okay, people in India, including the very poor, spend a lot of money on social occasions like your marriage, festival, etc. Okay, the Indian people, they spend a lot of money in their social occasions like marriage, festivals, okay, and etc. Getting? Now, poor people hardly have any savings. As you can see that poor people have hardly any savings. They are though forced to borrow. Because they don't have any savings for these occasions, they have to force, means they have forced to borrow from others, unable to pay because of poverty, because they are financially not strong, that's why they are unable to pay. Now they become victim of indebtedness. They become victim of your indebtedness, means they are in debt. Okay, they are not able to pay the money which they borrow from the others. Joint family system has prevented people from doing hard work. This joint family system has prevented people to doing hard work. People, those who are living in joint family, they are not doing hard work because they are getting their daily needs, so they won't do much hard work. Now let's see the steps taken by the government for the poverty alleviation. Okay, alleviation means relief. Okay, so our government strategy to poverty reduction has been twofold. Okay, the government has twofold strategy. First is promotion of economic growth, and the second is targeted poverty alleviation programs. Okay, target, first is promote the economic growth, and second is your target the poverty alleviation programs. Now poverty alleviation programs, what are they? To address the poor, a need for targeted anti-poverty programs was strongly felt. Okay, some of them are given below. First, Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, PMRY. Okay, the aim of this program, which was started in the year of 1993, was to create self-employment opportunity for educated unemployed youth in rural area and small towns. Okay, the Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, and its aim was to create self-employment opportunity for educated unemployed youth in rural area and small towns. Okay, this is the aim of your PMRY. Okay, now the next is your Rural Employment Generation Program. Okay, REGP. REGP was launched in the year of 1995 to create self-employment opportunity in rural areas. Okay, this REGP was launched in the year of 1995 to create self-employment opportunity in rural areas. Okay, Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, SGSY. It was started in the year of 1999. The program aimed at bringing the assistant poor families above the poverty line. The aim of the program was to bringing the assistant poor families above the poverty line. The next program launched by the government was Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana, PMGY. It was launched in the year of 2000. Okay, and the next was your Antodaya Anna Yojana, AAY, for the poorest of poor and elders. This Yojana was implemented for the poorest of the poor and for the elders. Okay, next was the National Food for Work Programs, NFWP. Okay, the National Food for Work Programs. Okay, it was launched in the year of 2004. Okay, in the year of 2004. Next was National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, that is NREGA. NREGA. It was passed in September 2005. The act provides 100 days assured employment every year to every rural household in 200 districts. Okay, because of this NREGA program, 100 days assured employment every year to every rural household in 2000 district was passed in the year of 2005. Okay, the challenges ahead. Though poverty has declined in India, poverty reduction remains India's most compelling challenge. Okay, though the poverty has declined in India, poverty reduction remain India's most compelling challenge. we will have to do something special to fight against wide regional disparities. Okay, we have to do something special to fight against wide regional disparities. We must broaden the definition of poverty for a minimum subsistence level of living to a reasonable level of living. Okay, we must broaden the definition of poverty from a minimum subsistence level to living a reasonable living level of living. Bigger challenges before us are providing healthcare, education, and job security for all, the achieving gender equality. Okay, the bigger challenges before us are providing healthcare, education, and job security for all, the achieving gender equality. Okay, here we concluded your chapter, so please go through the question answer and write it down. Okay, till then, take care.